Oh, there we go. All right. If you had asked me, what's the one situation you would never want to be in? What's the one thing you would want to avoid most of all? If you had asked me, I would say being the poor person who has to present after Dom Price, right? And now here I am presenting after Dom Price. If you were wowed like I was by Dom's presentation, and you're like, man, I can't wait to hear what the next person says, I need you to adjust your expectations back to normal. My name is Partha Kamal. I actually head up cloud migrations. One of the fun facts was I was part of the team that actually investigated and recommended opening our first Indian office here in Bangalore. I came here 2 years ago along with Scott Farquhar, our CEO, and Sri Vishwanath, our CTO, plus a bunch of other senior leaders to come and see the city firsthand. And we were completely blown away by the level of talent and the sheer scale that India had to offer, that we went back really excited and 3 months later opened our first office here in Bangalore. So that's, a fun fact, and since that time we've, been really impressed. And so at our core, like Dom mentioned, we believe that teamwork is critical to the success of any company, right? And that's why our mission is to unleash the potential of every team. And we want to make sure that we provide the tools and the practices that allow teams to thrive. So today, over 150,000 companies use Atlassian from over 200 different countries. And they're all using our tools to help their teams excel. And we serve teams of all sizes, companies of all sizes, and we're also adopted by enterprise companies. So in fact, 83% of the Fortune 500 use Atlassian today. And when we went and talked to all of these companies and kind of tried to understand what were the common challenges that these companies were facing, it was kind of in 3 different categories. Like Dom was mentioning, they were looking to transform and lead, future-proof their organization so they can continue to compete and evolve as more and more competition arrive. So the 3 kind of areas that they were the challenges that they're looking to face included scaling the organization, agile delivery, and rapid innovation. So most organizations understand why they need to evolve, why they need to transform, because they want to provide world-class products and services. However, we all know that transformations are quite complex, and they get drawn out, there's resistance to change, there's a lot of siloing. And so organizations are looking, how can we solve these challenges? Because if they don't solve those challenges, they're likely to face these kind of issues: poor productivity, human resources declining, and ultimately the bottom line suffering. So the questions they ask themselves are, how can we scale our growth and transform and meet and exceed goals? How can we deliver on time, on budget, with high quality and precision? And how can we future-proof to compete for customer loyalty today and tomorrow, despite more and more competition arriving? So how do you scale the organization? In Atlassian, we believe visibility is key. You need to have visibility across every level of the organization, because teams that are well-informed can make better decisions. You need to have communication be an organic practice in the organization. It can't be a reactive practice. And actually, Archana will talk about this in one of our own examples as we tried to roll out a change and how communication was so critical. And alignment. You want everybody working together to achieve the company goals. And so for all of these, we believe collaboration is key. High visibility and collaboration. And we believe our tools help provide that platform for teams to collaborate and communicate to all different levels. So agile delivery. Agile talks about how important it is to get time to market, right? And that can be really hard. But you can't sacrifice product quality or customer satisfaction. Because ultimately, if you're not delighting the customer and meeting their needs, somebody else is. Which leads to how do you continue to evolve, just like Dom was talking about. Well, that requires experimentation. You've got to figure out what works and what trends can you get ahead of. And as you experiment, it helps you find your niche and that market differentiation. And then using that market differentiation, you can align your organization to focus on that. So what this ultimately means is instead of having an organization that's built to last, you've got to have an organization that's built for change. And that's where Atlassian comes in. We can help you compete. Atlassian helps transform organizations at all levels and ultimately helps you compete. And we do that through a combination of tools that help you ship products faster, better, and more effectively, as well as practices that Dom talked about that unleashes the talent in your organizations and helps your teams excel. So Atlassian has provided tools to support your team from design all the way through to ops and everybody in between. We've even introduced a tool for your C-suite, JIRA Align, that helps your C-suite see what's happening across the organization and how the key objectives of the company are being executed on. And JIRA Align integrates with our tools that work across Agile, DevOps, and ITSM. So why cloud? Why has cloud become that the solution for a lot of industries? Why is the industry moving more and more towards cloud? Well, ultimately, SaaS, or in layman's terms, cloud, sets you free. For the enterprises that adopt cloud-based solutions, they see tangible ROI. And the benefits that they're looking to gain include speed. You can ramp up, ramp down, or onboard new teams in minutes in the cloud instead of days or weeks. Being on the cloud frees your teams from having to worry about operational maintenance and updating security or making updates. And then you can use that saved time from that increased productivity to focus on innovation, on experimentation. That allows your organization to play offense. So with that, you get increased revenue, increased profit, and growth. That's why 125,000 of our customers today use Atlassian Cloud. And our promise to you is to make Atlassian Cloud the best Atlassian experience for all teams. We have been actively working to help your organization meet the needs of your teams. And right now, we're focusing a lot on helping our enterprises scale in our cloud. And so I'll talk more about our roadmaps, and you'll see how we're trying to meet the needs of our most demanding and security-conscious enterprises. And we're moving very fast here. And as I show you later on, you'll see how much we've rapidly evolved in the last few years. So scaling cloud for enterprises. We understand that enterprises are complex and have millions of issues, hundreds of workflows, and terabytes of data. And we want to make sure that we can support those in our cloud as well. So I'll talk through a couple of examples. So firstly, we have Fugro. Fugro is a global enterprise that develops technology and assesses various energy companies' infrastructure, such as power lines and managing vegetation control to help reduce risk and mitigate accidents. They trust Enterprise Cloud because their teams can collaborate, increase their productivity, and pass that savings on to their customers. So actually, they've saved one of their customers 40% of their infrastructure costs through their technology. And they saved another customer by getting their power lines back up in 24 hours with the technology that they've built on our platform. Another example is Fares, which is a car buying company that got its start just a few years ago. Their mission is to make the process of getting a car easy, affordable, and on the customer's terms, not the lender's terms. With Fare, you can shop for a variety of pre-owned cars with monthly payments that you can afford. Sign up for one that you want, and drive it as long as you want. So they actually rolled out JIRA Service Desk for their organization, and before they had rolled out JIRA Service Desk, they had 100 unassigned issues every day. But with JIRA Service Desk, they managed to get this down to 10. They would solve those cases within a day, every day, because they rolled out not only Service Desk, but they rolled out JIRA software and Confluence for their internal documentation. And their ability to collaborate across those three meant that they could service those requests much faster than before. So with Atlassian Cloud for Enterprise, we're building a platform that helps you compete and transform your business so you can focus on driving innovation, differentiation, and ultimately customer loyalty, all in a secure, scalable, and trusted way. But what powers our cloud is an enterprise-grade platform across the key pillars of security and governance, privacy and compliance, scale, and support. So I'll talk through a few of the highlights on each of these. So for security and governance, today we've done a lot to ensure that we're helping you with your security. So for example, we recently released encryption at rest and encryption in transit. And we're also continually looking to improve. For example, coming soon is Caspi integrations. And in the future, we're also looking to roll out IP allow listing for our premium edition. And we've ensured that we comply to the best-in-class compliance standards out there, such as GDPR and our membership in the Cloud Security Alliance, and much more. So as you can see on the roadmap, we're working on releasing data residency, because a lot of customers have asked for the need to control where their data is located. And also in the works is HIPAA compliance for JIRA and Confluence. In the reliability and scale category, we're working very hard to get to 10K users supported in the cloud, and SLAs of 99.95. And we are actively making progress on change management. So a lot of enterprises have told us that being able to control change to their users is critical. So that's why we're coming soon with release tracks. And in the future, we're also going to be releasing sandbox instances for premium. And all of these comes with comprehensive integrations to all your favorite SaaS tools. And a huge marketplace for all the additional functionality that you need to add on to JIRA and Confluence and all of our other tools. So let's walk through some of the recent highlights. When we first launched Atlassian Cloud, the user limit was 2,000. But last year, we increased that to 5,000, and right now we have users testing out 10,000 users on our cloud. Our goal within the next 1 to 2 years is to get to unlimited scale. Also, we started off with 2 data centers in North America and 1 in Dublin. But last year, we've introduced Sydney, Singapore, and Frankfurt as well. We know that by putting data centers near our customers, it improves performance. But that's not all. As I mentioned before, a lot of customers have been asking for data residency. So coming soon, we're going to be releasing data residency for both the US and Europe. So if you've been dreaming about data residency for your customers in the US or Europe, it's coming soon. We're rolling out an early access program over the next few months. So please stay tuned. April last year, we introduced data encryption at transit and rest. This was the #1 request from customers, so I wanted to make sure I shared that with you today. And about a year ago, we launched Atlassian Access. Atlassian Access is your one-stop shop for enterprise-grade command center for all of Atlassian Cloud. It empowers you to centralize administration, standardize security, and ensure governance across your cloud, all of your cloud products. Access helps your admin sleep well at night, and that's very important for us. With Access, you can mandate single sign-on, password policies, automatically provision or deprovision users, and control API tokens all in one place. It starts with the admin hub. With built-in domain capture, you can see all your users in your org. You can edit the details or export them to CSV for bulk editing. We know admins love automation, so we've also released APIs for you to use to automate all of your user management needs. We've also partnered with the 7 top cloud identity providers to support single sign-on, including the recently released Google login, as well as ADFS. So if you've been waiting for those, they're now available. And with Access, we want to give admins superpowers. That's why they can be productive at any scale or any size. So now we have automatic user provisioning via SCIM for these 4 cloud providers. We also have APIs if you don't have one of these 4. But more than just productivity, we want to empower our admins to drive the business. And that's why we released Org Insights. Org Insights allows your admins to get deeper visibility into the entire org and who is using Atlassian Cloud. From billing to usage and security, this kind of intelligence will help your admins maximize their investment in the cloud. And as the saying goes, trust but verify. So in this case, you've told us that you need audit logs to have visibility to what your users are doing and what certain events are happening in your cloud. And we've built just that. Audit logs are a record of who changed group memberships, granted access to users, modified permissions, and more. It's a single source of truth for all of you. And it's now available in Atlassian Access. And security is all about depth in defense. That's why we've released these Caspi integrations that will allow you to integrate your audit logs into these tools. So if you have these tools, then you can do that today with no added work. And finally, in the spirit of being an open company, we publish transparent reports of our internal security on our trust site. So I had a number of people talk to me in the ACE event yesterday about how do they get an in-depth view of what we do in terms of disaster recovery or security within Atlassian. You can find that all on this trust site. You can download a SOC 2 report, which is a 50-page report that goes in excruciating details, all the things that we do within Atlassian to secure your data. So now I want to talk about our newest launch, Cloud Premium. We've put together a powerful combination of platform and product features for your advanced teams. We announced this early last year in April for early access, but now this is available for everyone to use now. So as your team started using JIRA and Confluence for mission-critical initiatives, you told us that you needed more advanced features. And so that's what we've included in Cloud Premium today. So we talk about these platform features as the 3 S's. That includes scale, that includes service level agreement of 99.9, unlimited storage, so you don't have to worry about attachment sizes, and a 24/7 dedicated support team. And this is just the first part of our offering. We continue to add to this with new product features, and I want to talk through a few of those. So firstly, Confluence Analytics. This is adopted by advanced teams to understand how their users are using Confluence. With this newfound visibility into top spaces, content, and engagement, your teams become more tight-knit and can make better decisions. And as more teams use Confluence every day, admins are asked to do even more to help govern and scale how knowledge is shared. With Premium, you get a special super admin mode that gives you the select ability to open up pages, whether your user is on leave or on vacation. We also recently released copy space permissions. This allows you to copy the permissions, inspect and copy the permissions from one space to another. Admins told us that this was the key to reducing the number of errors that they were having. And if you're using cloud today, you would have noticed new team roadmaps that help your individual teams be more productive. But mission-critical initiatives require collaboration across multiple teams. So we're launching advanced roadmaps in JIRA software with features that connect multiple projects with multiple teams. This will give you the visibility to see how some of your critical initiatives are progressing. And recently Atlassian also made an acquisition of a marketplace app called Automation for JIRA. We're working very hard to take what Automation for JIRA provides and rationalize it with the capabilities we already had in JIRA Service Desk and roll it out with JIRA Service Desk and JIRA software. Automation will be available for all plans, but with enhanced limits in Cloud Premium. It allows you to extend JIRA in ways that you never thought possible using a simple drag and drop rules-based builder. And those are just a few ways that we are working to improve Cloud Premium. There's a bunch of other features that we'll be announcing over the next 6 months. So many of you in the audience use our on-premise products, and we respect your choice. And we are committed to innovating on all platform developments. But in the coming months, you can expect us to do even more in Atlassian Cloud and live up to our cloud promise to make it the best experience for all Atlassian teams. We're going to be doubled down on shipping new cloud features and platforms and enhance our platform to scale further and help you migrate to the cloud. I have another talk later this afternoon that focuses on migration. So ultimately, we want to help you unleash the true potential of your teams at cloud speed. Thank you.